Spice and Wolf, Volume 21, Spring Log 4 by Asuna Hasakura. Beyond the Steam and Wolf. Salim, a young woman with a secret, she's a wolf in human form, has found peace and purpose working at the Spice and Wolf bathhouse in the northern village of Neohira. Her kind and wise employers, the seasoned merchant Lawrence and the legendary wise wolf Holo, have created a haven of happiness and warmth. However, their idyllic life is disrupted when Holo announces their plans for an extended journey, leaving Salim in charge of the bathhouse for 6 months. Salim, plagued by self-doubt and anxieties, feels overwhelmed by the responsibility. Hannah, the head cook and a longtime resident of the bathhouse, tries to reassure her, highlighting Salim's capabilities and work ethic. Yet the arrival of 8 non-human helpers, horses, rabbits, sheep, and birds, adds to Salim's worries as their herbivorous nature clashes with her own carnivorous instincts as a wolf. Hannah suggests observing Lawrence and Holo closely, hinting at a hidden dynamic between them. Salim notices their preparations for the trip involve an unusual exchange of large sums of money and an abundance of sulfur powder, exceeding what they would need for personal travel. Curiosity gnaws at Salim, but she focuses on her duties. Holo reveals her true motive for the trip: to search for an old friend, a fellow wise wolf she lost contact with centuries ago. Salim realizes that with such a vast world to explore, 6 months might not be enough, and the thought of an indefinite separation fills her with a quiet dread. She observes Holo's seemingly carefree attitude with a mix of envy and resentment. During a visit to Salim's brother, Aram, who also happens to be a wolf in human form, Holo inquires about any rumors or information regarding their kin. Salim notices Holo's subtle desperation and Aram's nervousness stemming from a past encounter with the wise wolf. As the departure date approaches, Salim becomes increasingly anxious, experiencing nightmares that reflect her fear of failure and abandonment. Lawrence, oblivious to Salim's inner turmoil, expresses his gratitude for her taking charge and assures her of their trust. Salim finally gathers the courage to voice her concerns about the sulfur and the extended duration of their trip. Lawrence, in a surprising revelation, explains his deliberate acceptance of the villagers' requests as a means to extend their journey and allow Holo to search for her friend without feeling like a burden. He reveals Holo's similar concern for him, how she actively seeks information about their kin to justify a longer trip and ensure Lawrence fulfills his obligations to the villagers. Salim witnesses this mirroring of concern and self-sacrifice firsthand when she finds Holo secretly sewing the notes about their kin into her clothes, fearing Lawrence's disapproval. Holo confesses her desire to prioritize Lawrence's responsibilities and reputation in the village, using the notes as a justification for an extended journey. Salim, realizing the depth of their love and understanding, feels a wave of relief wash over her anxieties. The bathhouse thrives on their shared happiness, and she is now confident in her ability to maintain it in their absence. The Autumn-Colored Smile and Wolf. Lawrence and Holo embark on their journey, relishing the freedom of the open road and the beauty of the autumn landscape. They discuss their preferred season for travel, with Holo expressing her fondness for the crisp air and vibrant colors of fall, while secretly admitting her true motivation, the abundance of delicious food during this season. Their reminiscing turns to their daughter Muri and her companion Call, who have embarked on a journey of their own. Muri, a spirited young wolf, and Call, a former helper at the bathhouse aspiring to become a priest, are traveling to reform the corrupt church. Lawrence worries for their safety, but Holo, drawing from her centuries of experience, assures him that their silence implies they are having fun. Holo proposes visiting Svernal, a town renowned for its delectable treats and where their friend Miliki resides. Lawrence, conscious of their budget and the abundance of sulfur they need to sell, suggests heading to the coastal town of Atif instead. Their playful banter and negotiation, reminiscent of their early travels, highlight their enduring love and understanding. Despite Holo's navigation skills, they lose their way due to a landslide that altered the path. Lost in an unfamiliar forest, Lawrence feels a primal fear, but Holo finds solace in the sweet scent of tree sap permeating the woods. Their contrasting perspectives highlight the fundamental difference between humans and the ancient beings of the forest. A single bee with a string attached to it catches their attention. Hollow, terrified by the sight of the bee seemingly infested with a parasite, reveals a surprising weakness. Lawrence, realizing it's merely a marker used by poachers, calms her fears. They decide to follow the bee, hoping to discover a beehive hidden within the forest. Lawrence struggles to light a fire, much to Hollow's amusement. He attempts to use sulfur powder as kindling, recalling a past incident with Muri, but the resulting stench forces them to retreat. Hollow teases him for his ineptitude, but their shared laughter strengthens their bond. Following the bee deeper into the woods, they eventually locate a large beehive. Lawrence, enduring numerous stings, successfully secures the hive, earning him Hollow's radiant smile and the reward of exquisite honey with a unique, earthy flavor. Their adventure reinforces their love for travel and the joy of discovering new things together. The colors of the forest and wolf. Following their adventure in the forest, Lawrence and Hollow continue their journey, navigating the winding roads and appreciating the bounty of the autumn woods. However, their idyllic travel is interrupted when they encounter a dilemma faced by Lord Beavery, the ruler of a nearby territory. The villagers are debating whether to cut down the forest for lumber, enticed by the high demand and potential profits. Beavery, concerned about the long-term consequences for the environment and the village's livelihood, seeks Lawrence's expertise as a merchant. Hollow, fiercely protective of the forest, argues against deforestation, citing the delicate balance of the ecosystem and the abundance of resources it provides. Lawrence, acknowledging the villagers' desire for financial security and the potential economic benefits of lumber, presents a more nuanced perspective. Their exploration of the forest reveals various ways the villagers utilize its resources, from gathering wild grains and herbs to making charcoal and harvesting honey. Lawrence explains that while the forest offers numerous blessings, not all of them translate directly into monetary gain, leading to a disparity in income and potential social unrest. Hollow, initially resistant to the idea of exploiting the forest, comes to terms with the villagers' pop needs and the changing times. She suggests exploring alternative sources of income, such as fur trading, but Lawrence points out that the hunters, who stand to benefit from clearing the land, outweigh the furriers who rely on a healthy forest for tanning materials. Just as they reach an impasse, Lawrence recalls the gall nuts used for tanning and their potential for making ink, a valuable commodity in high demand due to Cole and Muri's reform efforts. This revelation provides a solution that aligns with both Hollow's desire to preserve the forest and the villagers' need for financial security. Lawrence and Hollow present their proposal to Beavery, who readily embraces the idea. The villagers, upon learning about the potential profits and the sustainable nature of ink production, abandon their plans for deforestation. Lawrence, redeemed from his earlier missteps on the journey, and Hollow, with her wisdom acknowledged and appreciated, celebrate their success with a delicious feast. The eggs of a journey and wolf. Reaching the bustling port town of Atif, Lawrence and Hollow prepare to board a ship that will take them further along their journey. Hollow, indulging in her love for good food and drink, spends the day basking in the sun and sipping on mead made with honey from their forest beehive. Lawrence, amused by her carefree attitude, contemplates the stack of papers filled with Hollow's travel diary, a testament to her desire to preserve their shared memories. He ponders ways to both enhance their memory collection and address the economic constraints of traditional methods like painting. Arriving in Atif, they encounter a group of priests searching for Muri, mistaking Hollow for their daughter due to their striking resemblance. The priests share the news of Muri and Cole's efforts to reform the church, revealing their newfound status as the Twilight Cardinal and Saint Muri. Lawrence and Hollow are surprised by this unexpected development, particularly the saintly depiction of their mischievous daughter. Hollow, inspired by a painting depicting Muri and Cole, expresses her desire for a similar portrait of herself and Lawrence. Lawrence, aware of the exorbitant cost of paintings, initially dismisses the idea, but eventually proposes exploring more affordable options like charcoal sketches or saving up for a proper painting in the future. Holo, touched by his willingness to consider her wish, reluctantly agrees to prioritize their budget for now. Lawrence, determined to find a way to fulfill Holo's desire, visits the Atif Herring Egg Exchange. He learns about the unique trade where merchants speculate on the future price of herring eggs used as bait for sardine fishing. Applying his knowledge of the southern seas and drawing on Holo's insights into the relationship between rainfall and fish populations, Lawrence makes a calculated bet, hoping to secure enough funds for a painting. Meanwhile, Holo takes on a job as a bakery salesgirl to contribute to their savings. Despite her initial enthusiasm, she quickly becomes overwhelmed by the constant customer interactions and the overwhelming scent of bread. Lawrence, drawing from past experiences, reminds her of the challenges of earning money and encourages her to persevere. After 3 days of work, Holo returns exhausted and disillusioned. Lawrence comforts her and suggests exploring other job options. Holo, inspired by her fellow mixing girls who face similar challenges due to their unreliable partners, proposes seeking work at the Herring Egg Exchange. Lawrence is intrigued by this unfamiliar territory and the potential for Holo to utilize her expertise in handling wheat. Another birthday and Wolf. The bathhouse Spice and Wolf celebrates its 10th anniversary. Lawrence, reflecting on their journey and success, feels a sense of accomplishment. He and Holo share a celebratory kiss, surrounded by friends and well-wishers. Upstairs, Call prepares Miyuri for her debut as a young woman, marking her transition into adulthood. Miyuri, resistant to the elaborate clothing and formalities, expresses her desire to remain a child and stay by Call's side. Call gently reminds her of societal expectations and the importance of self-improvement, encouraging her to embrace the changes that come with growing up. Miyuri, intrigued by the history of the bathhouse, asks Call about his arrival in the village and the early days of their shared lives. Call recounts the challenges of building the bathhouse, the joyous celebration of its opening, and the subsequent arrival of Miyuri, who was named after one of Holo's dear friends. He shares anecdotes about Miyuri's mischievous childhood, her boundless energy, and the lengths they went to keep her safe and hidden due to her wolf ears and tail. Call's stories evoke a mix of amusement and embarrassment in Miyuri. As he finishes braiding her hair, he gently suggests that she consider the possibility of marriage in the future. Miyuri, initially resistant, declares her intention to stay with Call forever. Call, touched by her affection, expresses his hope for her happiness and encourages her to find someone who truly cherishes her. Miyuri, seemingly understanding Call's words, agrees to embrace her newfound maturity. As they descend the stairs to join the festivities, Miyuri experiences a shift in her feelings towards Call, the seeds of a new and deeper affection taking root in her heart. If you enjoyed this summary, please consider subscribing to the channel